Hello everyone, this is the Carlos Millionaire. This channel documents my decision to refuse to buy a car until reaching $1 million net worth. Not to be extreme, but to avoid lifestyle inflation and build wealth. Focus on long-term investing. And in this video, I'm going to talk about why the first 100K is the hardest. But then it gets easier. Everyone says the same thing in personal finance. The first 100K is the hardest. The late Charlie Munger, who recently passed away, was the former vice president of Berkshire Hathaway, famously quoted, "The first 100K is a bitch, but you gotta do it. I don't care what you have to do, if that means walking everywhere and not eating anything that wasn't purchased with a coupon. Find a way to get your hands on $100,000. Well, I think this quote fits my YouTube channel quite well. I gotta multiply it by 10, but we'll figure it out. But why? Why does the first 100K feel so slow to build up? Why is it so difficult? And why does it sometimes feel really, really impossible? And why do so many people say after the first 100K, wealth starts to grow much easier and much faster? In this video, I'm gonna break down why the first 100K is hard and why it gets easier once you surpass that milestone. Reason 1. Your money isn't working for you yet. At the beginning of a wealth building journey, almost all your progress comes from your income, not investments, not compound growth, just your savings. Your money isn't doing much work yet. You are. For example, let's say you invested $10,000 in your first year. $10,000 and you have a 7% rate of return. That is a $700 increase. Now let's flip the script. Let's say it's your first year after accumulating $100,000. $100,000, 7% rate of return. That is a $7,000 increase. Same rate of return, same risk, different yields. In the second example, you have $100,000 working for you. You have 100,000 soldiers going out and fighting for you and bringing back more soldiers. That's the main difference. And let's take a look at this chart right here. If you were to invest $10,000 annually at a 7% rate of return, it'll take you approximately 7.84 years to get to your first $100,000. But once you get your first $100,000, from the first 100,000 to the second 100,000, it only takes 5.1 years. Why is that? Because you already have $100,000 going out and working for you every single day. You're already getting that 7%, $7,000 increase on top of your contributions that you continue to put in every single year. And from 900,000 to $1,000,000, you get it done within 2 years. That's still $100,000, but it's because you have $900,000 working for you. For those of you curious, a 7% rate of return on 900,000 is $63,000, and that's just a 7% return. That's like having a Five Guys store manager work for a whole year and contribute their whole year salary to your portfolio. Imagine having that working for you. That's money working for you. For the low cost of $900,000, you can have that. 2, life is expensive. I even have this joke that I say from time to time where I'll tell coworkers or colleagues, hey, I'm financially independent now. I can retire now for the rest of my life. I have to die next week, though. But yeah, life is expensive. Rent, car payments, insurance, groceries, subscriptions, unexpected expenses. Saving money during this stage often feels like trying to fill a bucket with holes in it. Because with most people, we start investing in our 20s and 30s. And that's exactly where life is the most expensive. Number 3, lifestyle inflation. I'd say it time and time again, the number one wealth killer. As soon as the income goes up, so does the spending, so does the expenses. Nicer apartment, nicer car, newer upgrades. So all that money that could have been invested now gets consumed and absorbed by the lifestyle. And the savings rate never improves. Reason 4, compound interest hasn't kicked in yet. Compound interest is extremely powerful, but in the beginning, it's kind of boring, okay? Again, $10,000, 7% increase, $700. That's not life-changing. But once you get to 100,000, 7% increase, 7,000, you do feel that impact. And the beautiful thing is that $7,000, you don't take it and consume it, you reinvest it. You reinvest the 7,000 and continue to contribute the 10,000. That puts you at 117 the following year. 7% increase of that is 8,190, and it keeps building. In short, compound interest is one of the most powerful things ever, but in the beginning, it is not life-changing. In the beginning, it is boring.
A 1% improvement every day doesn't sound like much, but if you do that every day for a whole year, that is 37 times the improvement. The turning point, the reason people talk about the first 100K so much, it's because that's the moment where things begin to shift and it feels like a turning point. Your savings do matter, they do. But guess what? Now your investments start contributing as well. Now your passive income that you are gaining from the 100,000 is contributing to the growth. Your investments are contributing $584 a month on top of what you're already investing every single month. Imagine you're walking down the street every single month, you find $584 lying on the ground, and you get to automatically invest that into your portfolio, which also grows on annual a 7%, right? And this is just assuming a 7%, right? Some years you'll have 10, some years you'll have 12, some years you will have less, right? Be mindful, right? But on average, right? On average, you're getting an automatic $584 automatically invested that also gains a 7% increase on top of what you're already investing. The progress feels faster, momentum starts to build, and everything seems to get closer. The real secret to your first 100K isn't brilliance, isn't being smart, isn't knowing everything about the stock market and what's going on. It's consistency, all right? Spending less than you earn, investing the difference every single month, avoiding unnecessary debt, and investing regularly over time, dollar cost averaging every single month, no matter what it is. It sounds boring, but boring strategies build wealth. For many people, the first 100K takes years, but the second 100K arrives much faster. Not because the person has changed dramatically, but because the compounding finally started kicking in. It's finally started helping. That's why this milestone matters so much. Building wealth rarely feels exciting in the beginning. It feels slow, sometimes even frustrating. But the people who stay consistent eventually reach a point where the progress starts working for them instead of against them. And for many people, that first turning point is the first $100,000. And I'll repeat the Charlie Munger quote one more time because it's that important. The first 100,000 is a bitch, but you gotta do it. I don't care what you have to do. If it means walking everywhere and not eating anything that wasn't purchased with a coupon, find a way to get your hands on $100,000. And I will say this, after focusing on saving and investing, I have personally passed the $100,000 milestone. And I did it by not having a car. I did it by riding my bike and walking to work every single day for 3.5 years. And it was not fun. Absolutely, it was not fun. Summers were the absolute worst. 90, 100-degree weather, riding my bike to work, or taking the bus to avoid myself from dying on my way to work. I didn't just save the money though, I invested it. I put it into something that I knew was going to grow in value. And it did grow in value, and now the compound interest is helping me, and I am continuing to contribute every single month. One thing that I learned investing up to my first 100K is that if I can do it once, I can do it twice. I can do it 3 times. I can do it 10 times until I'm a millionaire. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. Compound interest is going to help me every step of the way. And if I can do it once, you can do it once. If I can do it twice, you can do it twice. You can do it as well. May this video have added value to you. May this video have inspired anyone watching to achieve their first 100K. May we all reach our financial goals and achieve financial independence. And if you enjoy simple conversations about money, long-term wealth building, and if this video added value to you in any way, shape, or form, please consider subscribing. I make new wealth videos every Tuesday, and I will see you next Tuesday with a brand new video. And if you like this video, I highly recommend checking my last video, where I talk about gas prices and what one can do to better improve their financial position with the rises of gas prices. Thank you so much, and I will see you all in the next video.